After a week in jail, still no formal charges against the suspect in this case, Ayoola Ajayi. So it begs the question, just how long can he be held without being charged? ABC4's Nicole Newman looking into that for us today. She's in studio with some insight for us. Nicole.
Well, Glenn, today we heard from Salt Lake County District Attorney Sim Gill, who says this is still an open investigation and that the suspect's booking speaks only to the accusations made against him. So what about the charges?
Aggravated murder requires not only showing that somebody caused the death of another, but it requires showing their state of mind.
It's what former prosecutor Kent Morgan says needs to be proven in this case. What was the state of mind of Ayoola Ajayi when he allegedly murdered 23-year-old University of Utah student Mackenzie Lueck?
This catch-22 in this case places the district attorney in a situation where they're looking at a client who may be released if they don't file formal charges in a timely fashion.
Ajayi's been in the county's custody since being arrested last Friday. It was this past Tuesday when a judge agreed to extend Ajayi's jail hold, with formal charges to be filed next week.
The lack of direct evidence in this case makes it a very difficult case to show probable cause on.
Morgan says the DA's office now has to make conclusions based on evidence gathered by Salt Lake City Police. That includes today's announcement that Lueck's body was located in Logan Canyon on July 3rd.
Forensic evidence is the scientific evidence that leads us to believe only one thing.
Police say that Lueck's charred tissue and some of her personal items were found in the backyard of Ajayi's home. But according to Morgan, there's still further evidence that's needed.
The next thing you have to decide is, was the body burned shortly after death, before death, or long after death?
Morgan goes on to say long after death is improper disposal of a body, but not much of a case. But if you have a body that is being disposed of to hide it from the police, that shows consciousness of guilt. Glenn?
So Nicole, an important question to ask here. If formal charges are not filed soon, when would Ajayi have to be released?
Well, Glenn, Morgan says next week. He says unless a judge comes to a conclusion that circumvents the constitutional requirement that formal charges not be filed in a timely manner. So at this point, we just have to wait and see what happens.
All right, and we know the district attorney will be on that and making sure that that does not happen. Thank you so much for following up on this story for us today. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We will continue to cover the very latest as this comes in, the investigation for Mackenzie Lueck as charges are filed and what happens moving forward. You can find us on air on our line, abc4.com.